September of 1777 marked the turning point of the American Revolution. British forces, under the command of General Johnny Burgoyne, were advancing south from Canada in an attempt to converge with Sir William Howe's army from New York and occupy the Hudson River, effectively severing New England from the rest of the American colonies. His forces were met at the battlefield of Saratoga by American soldiers under the command of Generals Horatio Gates and Benedict Arnold. The battle would become Arnold's greatest military victory, the dynamic general defying Gates's orders to remain behind the American lines and charging bravely, if not recklessly, into the midst of the battle. Arnold's efforts proved successful, and the American victory at Saratoga helped to secure an alliance with France that altered the course and ultimately the outcome of the American Revolution. But the price Arnold paid for victory would have lasting implications for both him and his country. At the close of the battle, Arnold was severely wounded in his right leg, a crippling injury that would render him unfit for field command and set in motion a chain of events that would lead to the most infamous treason in American history. But it could have been very different. Imagine if the musket ball that shattered Arnold's leg at the close of the battle had instead resulted in the great general's death. If Benedict Arnold had been killed at Saratoga, at the height of his military glory, he would be viewed as a martyr, his death a great sacrifice. And when the significance of the French alliance that he helped to secure was fully realized with the victory at Yorktown in 1781, he would be remembered today not only for his role in securing American independence. His name would be among those most revered in the history of the American military. Students of history and the military would learn of his exploits, his daring capture of Fort Ticonderoga in 1775, his epic march through the winter wilderness to attack the fortress city of Quebec later that year, his stint as an admiral during the Battle of Valcour Island in 1776, and he would finally be given credit for his victory at Saratoga. Perhaps Americans today would see his face on currency, his name on historic markers, his image cherished with all the honors of war. As it happened, it was not to be. Arnold would survive the Battle of Saratoga and live to defect to the British Army 3 years later. His name, short of being synonymous for military greatness, has all but been expunged from the historic record. At the battlefield at Saratoga, the turning point of the American Revolution and the life of Benedict Arnold, there stands a monument to the leg that was wounded. The monument bears no name, no mention of the man whose victory and sacrifice that day helped to secure victory and independence for his country. Yet the dedication on the back alludes to the glory and reverence that could well have been Arnold's, had the events been different that day.
Sir.
In memory of the most brilliant soldier of the Continental Army, who was desperately wounded on this spot, the sally port of Burgoyne's great Western Redoubt, 7th October, 1777, winning for his countrymen the decisive battle of the American Revolution, and for himself the rank of Major General. In the chapel at West Point, the site of Arnold's treason, and the post he once tried to sell to the British, there rests a plaque dedicated to a Major General. But again, a general identified only by his rank, and the name of Arnold, far from being remembered, has again been stricken from the record.